If you bought a Ninja CREAMi thinking you were just going to pour some milk and some protein powder into a cup, freeze it, press a button, and magically get Ben & Jerry's, well, you've probably spent your first few times using this eating chalky, icy, disappointed blocks of frozen sadness. Look, I've had this machine for an entire year now. I've spun hundreds of pints, and the truth is, the CREAMi, it's an absolute game changer if you know how to actually use it. But right now, there are 5 specific mistakes that you're making that are completely ruining your ice cream. You're wasting ingredients, and quite honestly, it's making you want to probably shove this loud-ass machine into the back of the pantry or return it because the ice cream's been so awful. So today we're gonna fix all of it. There's no fluff here, there's no unboxing hype, just the 5 brutal mistakes you're making with your CREAMi after I've had experience with it for 365 days of trial and error. We're gonna fix them so you get actual, scoopable, commercial quality ice cream every single time. So let's dive right into mistake number 1, because this is the one almost everyone messes up on the very first night. Stop adding milk just because your first spin came out looking like chalky powder or ice shavings. I see this in every single beginner tutorial. Someone takes their first pint out, runs a spin, opens the lid, and panics because it just looks like a snow cone. Well, so what do? They pour a huge splash of milk or water right into the center and hit respin. And here's why that is completely ruining your pint. When you add extra liquid to a powdery pint, you're just diluting the flavor and totally wrecking the structural texture. It turns the whole thing into an even more icy slush over time. That powdery look, that's not failure. That's just physics. Especially with light ice cream, the blade just did the heavy lifting of breaking down a rock-solid frozen block. Now here is the actual fix, and it depends entirely on what kind of texture you're hunting for, but if you run a full standard respin on a lighter, lower calorie pint, it has the tendency to the friction heat the base, so to speak, just enough to turn it into soft serve. Now, if you want soft serve, great, hit respin and enjoy. But if you want that classic, dense, thick, hard scoop ice cream texture from a real ice cream shop, don't hit respin. Instead, use the mix-in setting. Even if you aren't actually adding mix-ins like cookies or candy, running the powdery pint through the mix-in cycle, that's gonna spin the blade at a different speed and depth. It perfectly incorporates those icy microcrystals back into the base without melting them down. It's gonna leave you with a dense, thick, legitimate ice cream texture. So stop adding milk, just hit respin. Mistake number 2, stop believing these trendy internet TikTok recipes that promise a perfect pint with 1 to 3 ingredients. It's going to taste amazing, trust me. They don't. They lie to you. We've all seen the videos. Just freeze a pre-made protein shake and spin it, or just freeze canned pineapple and Greek yogurt, or cottage cheese. Let's be completely real for a second. If you do that, it doesn't taste like ice cream. It tastes like a rock-solid frozen protein shake. Yes, the machine, it's powerful enough to mechanically shave anything down into something that might look like ice cream in a thumbnail, but the second it hits your tongue, the illusion, it vanishes. The texture is going to be incredibly icy, thin, and it's going to melt into a watery mess within 2 minutes. It gives you that exact depressing feeling of eating a really bad, chalky, first generation Halo top pint from 5 to 10 years ago. If you want real ice cream, your base, it needs structure. It needs fats, some. It needs sugars, some, or some kind of stabilizer. If you're trying to keep things macro-friendly and lower calorie, you have to compensate for that lack of heavy cream. You can't just freeze water and protein powder. You need to use stabilizers like xanthan gum. Some people use pudding mix. Results are mixed on that one. Please, whatever you do, don't blend in cottage cheese or any low-fat cream cheese before you freeze it. It just tastes disgusting. These ingredients give you the machine something to actually emulsify. Don't fall for the one ingredient hype. Treat your base like a real recipe or prepare to eat flavored ice. Mistake number 3. Sounds incredibly obvious, but it ruins more cravings than anything else on the list. Stop trying to survive on just the 1 or 2 pints that came in the box with your machine. Here is the exact scenario that happens to every single new CREAMi owner. You have a crazy busy week, right? At work, at school, whatever it is, you get home late, of course you're exhausted, and you have a massive craving for a sweet treat. So what do? You run to the freezer, look inside, and realize both of your containers are sitting empty in the sink, dirty, because you ate them earlier in the week and you forgot to prep more. And since the CREAMi requires that 24-hour freeze time, well, you're officially out of luck for the night. So I guess you're gonna have to have the Ben & Jerry's from around the corner store. No, here's the fix. Go on Amazon right now, buy extra third-party CREAMi pints. You do not need to buy the expensive official ones directly from Ninja. The off-brand ones on Amazon are significantly cheaper and they work exactly the same way. The lids fit perfectly and they won't damage your machine. You're not gonna get plastic shavings. Don't believe all that hype. Through a whole year of testing, I've found that the absolute happy medium, the sweet spot, is owning 6 pints. If you have 6 pints, you can set aside 15 minutes on a Sunday afternoon to liquid prep and freeze all 6 of them to start your week. That's easy. That means even if you eat one every single night during a chaotic week, you still have a buffer, right? It buys you time over the next weekend to actually prep the next batch before you completely run out. You could go 7 if you want to be safe and make sure you have one every day, but if you only have 2 pints, you are constantly playing catch up and you'll end up letting the machine just sit on your counter, collecting dust, and honestly, you need to invest in the extra plastic. It changes everything. Mistake number 4, stop being terrified of real sugar. Just add the sugar. Look, I get it. A lot of us, we bought this machine specifically to make lighter, high protein alternatives to those heavy desserts that we're constantly craving. I totally get it. We want to save calories, but trying to make 100% sugar-free, completely artificially sweetened pint, it's a massive mistake, and for a couple reasons. The first one, texture. The second one, digestion. Sugar isn't just there for sweetness. Sugar is a functional ingredient in the ice cream itself. It lowers the freezing point of the liquid, and without any real sugar, those water molecules are gonna bind together into an incredibly dense, rock-hard block of ice, and that causes the machine to struggle, and it leaves you with that chalky texture we talked about earlier. By adding just 10 grams of real sugar into your base alongside whatever artificial sweetener or stevia you like, whatever it is, you completely change the game. That 10 grams, it only adds maybe 40 extra calories to the entire pint. That's it, 40 calories. But the return on investment you get for those 40 calories is astronomical. It completely fixes the scoopable texture. It removes that weird, chemically artificial aftertaste, and it gives it a genuine premium ice cream mouth feel. So you're not drinking a protein shake. And let's be completely honest about the second reason, digestion. If you're filling an entire pint container with massive amounts of sugar alcohols and heavy artificial sweeteners just to hit a 0 sugar label, well, your stomach is going to pay the price later, right? If you know, you know. Saving 40 calories isn't worth the bloating or the stomach ache. Use the artificial stuff to get the baseline sweetness if you want, but drop 10 grams of real sugar in there to save your texture and, my goodness, save your stomach. Final mistake, number 5, stop trying to reinvent the wheel with every single time you mix a base. Look, it is fun to experiment on your own. I do it all the time and try these wild new flavor combinations. I still do it, but you have to remember that this machine has been out on the market for years now, right? You don't need to guess what ratios are gonna work here for the liquid, what protein powder should you use, what stabilizers do you use. You don't do that by yourself, and you just hope for the best, wasting expensive ingredients, and then the pint ends up failing miserably and you're totally discouraged. You really only need a few staple mind-blowing bases that you can customize and change over time, however you want. And if you want to see exactly what those look like, check out this video here where I show you the only 3 Ninja CREAMi recipes you're ever gonna need, and I'll see you there. Bye.